What's up, everyone? It's me, Matthew DeNicola. Hope you're doing well today. I'm going to be talking about sus chords and how you can use them in your own writing in this unique way. Now, before we begin, let me just explain quickly what a sus chord is. So sus, abbreviated, is suspended. So as opposed to using major or minor chords, a suspended chord gives you the opportunity to either raise or lower the third degree of the major or minor chord. For example, if we had a C chord and then we took the third note, which is E, and we brought it up a half step, it would be F. So then the chord would be C, F, G. So that would be called suspended fourth. Now, if we took the E and we lowered it down to D, it would be C, D, G. And so the chord would be suspended second. So you can either have suspended fourth or suspended second. The way I like to use sus chords in composing a song is not only in the piano part, but I like to have the bass player play a figure where he is also outlining a sus chord simultaneously to what the piano is doing. Now let me show you a few songs I've written where I use this same exact technique. The first song that I'm going to show you I wrote a few years ago, and this one is entitled Sweetgrass. So now let's break it down how I came up with both the sus chords in the piano part and in the bass part. So the first part, we have A sus4. So we have A, D, E. Now in the bass, we have this going on. E, A, D, E, A, D. Wait a minute. So there's something interesting about both of the sounds. So we have A, D, E in the top, and then we have E, A, D. Why don't we take this E up an octave for a second? So it's going to be like this. And then we're going to play the piano part. So it's the same chord, A sus4, but instead we took it down. So then it just sounds like it's going up a fourth and then up a fourth. So this is the sound. So all we're doing is just playing the same sound, but we're starting on what we think of as the fifth up here is now the root down here. So it goes. And then when we move to the next chord, this is B sus4 because E is a fourth away from B. And then we go. Still the same concept where I'm taking what would be the fifth up here, and now it's become the root down below. So that way you get this sound where it goes open, more open fourth down here, and so the bass intervals are wider than up here where they're closer together. So it goes the first three bars. Now that last bar is a G augmented chord, and I use that to cadence back to the A sus4 with the E in the bass. So that's just in root position. And why that works so well is that it creates contrary motion. So while the chord is going up, the bass is going down. And it resolves nicely. Now I'd like to show you another example of how I used this technique in a song I wrote recently entitled 19, where I do the same thing I did in Sweetgrass, but I make one slight alteration that makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so now I'd like to break down this song and what I do that makes it a slight bit different. So we have the first chord, which is G sus4 because G is the bottom note, C is the fourth away, and then D. So it makes it sound G sus4. Now on the bottom, I play D. You hear a familiar pattern because in Sweetgrass, this is what the sound was like. So E was both in the bass and it was the top note. So I'm doing the same exact thing in Sweetgrass, but here in this song. Now how I make it different, watch. So we're going to play the chord. So that's the first part. Now here's the bass. Now you saw that there was just one note that was different, and that note was A over here, because if we go D, G, A, D, we'll see that D repeats itself. So the chord is D sus4 down below. So what I did, instead of playing the chords where it was the same exact chords at the same time simultaneously, I played G sus4 first, and then on the second part of the bar I play D sus. So then I have two different sus chords going simultaneously. So then it sounds like instead of if I were to do this. Because that would have been the same exact chord. Also not a bad sound, but this is how it just makes it a little bit different and creates a little bit more tension. And so from there, it's the same chord, but we transpose it down a whole step. So now we have F sus over C, and then C sus. And so this is just one or two of the ways that I've utilized having sus chords go simultaneously, both in the bass and the piano, which makes it a very interesting sound. Now, I'd like you to find a way to use sus chords not only when writing the piano parts in the harmony, but also come up with a cool bass figure that has the sus sound as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Andrew DeNicola. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also go to andrewdenicolamusic.com, check out more of my stuff, and stay tuned for more content.